Good evening, good afternoon, good morning, good night, good day, Ambalanders, wherever you might find yourself today. This is your patriot volunteer, Dr. Julius Nyi, the Vice President of the Governing Council of Ambazonia. It is my pleasure to come to you today to inform you about the state of our revolution with regards to internationalization and targeted diplomacy. The last 1 week has been hectic, but as we move on, especially from tomorrow, it's going to become even more intense. The leaders of the Ambazonian Governing Council have not rested for the last 7 days, and we have made great strides. If you Ambalanders, you know what I know, you will not be only hopeful, you will now believe that independence is real. We have made tremendous strides. We have made tremendous advances in the triad approach. And in the coming months, your leader, the leader of the Ambazonian Revolution, Dr. Cho Ayaba Lucas, will be making a statement when we attain contenderhood on the ground. That notwithstanding, we have achieved contenderhood in internationalization and targeted diplomacy. From tomorrow, we'll be having a state visit that we were invited for a 3-day working session with the people, the institutions, the partners of the Basque Country in Spain, of the Basque Country, I repeat, in Spain. We will be meeting with business leaders, with politicians, with political parties, civil societies. In those engagements, I will be talking to them what it is at stake for Ambazonia and what it is that they have to do in order to increase the cost of occupation and isolate Cameroon. Thus, this presentation tonight is in 3 parts. First, what is the significance of this diplomatic visit? 2, what is the purpose and objective of this diplomatic meeting with regards to the colonizer, La Republique, and for us, Ambazonians? But first, I would like to congratulate our patriot volunteers on the ground, battling the colonial regime endlessly. It is thanks to their efforts that we have been able to achieve diplomatic contenderhood. Mind you, Ambazonians, diplomatic prowess is predicated on power of resource, that is brute force, that we've been able to project on the ground. The ADF, the BSCRF, and the Tiger One. Mind you, as I said, diplomacy is predicated on power of resource, of process, the know-how within the Ambazonian community that has proven to our international partners that we understand the diplomatic process. We understand what is at stake, how diplomacy unfolds, even though at times it might be slow, but it's moving. It's also predicated on the power of meaning, that we have the know-how, the ingenuity to navigate ourselves throughout the internationalization and diplomatic process. Unlike our forefathers, we cannot falter, and we have the knowledge of how it works. We can give meaning to the diplomatic process. And this has been true with the resolve of the members of the Ambazonian Governing Council and other partners that are drawn from within our revolution. I have reached out at diplomats in all fields of work in Ambazonia, especially those in the diaspora. And we have formed a task force from which we will draw diplomats to attend all the diplomatic missions coming up. This diplomatic mission that is taking place tomorrow will be attended by myself, your Ebos, Dr. Larry Ayamba, the top diplomat in the State Department. It will be attended by Comrade Obadie, and considering gender balance, we'll be taking along Comrade Gladys, and of all activists, Comrade Capo Daniel was invited by the Basque Parliament, so he is on his way. Mind you, Capo Daniel is not only an activist. We reached out to General RK. Verbally and officially, he nominated Comrade Capo Daniel as to lead his diplomatic and political aspect while he focuses on self-defense on the ground. We congratulate General RK. We congratulate Comrade Capo and his team for heeding to the call to come and talk on behalf of Ambazonia. The Basque mission is a diplomatic win for Ambazonia, and we are going there to represent Ambazonia and not the Ambazonian Governing Council. It's Ambazonia that has been invited to come and signal a historic change in our strategy, and signal a historic win in our strategy of internationalization, where we no more conduct diplomacy in the background, but diplomacy is coming to the fore. Why it comes to the fore, we have undertaken some background negotiations up to date, and it has taken us so long to achieve this. Why the Basque Country is in Europe, there are other countries that have just invited us, and in the next month, we will be visiting a Northern Europe country. Therefore, the Basque Country is historic in that it is a springboard. It shows to the international community that Ambazonia is ripe for freedom and external self-determination. It shows to the international community that there are nations and there are states that are willing to help Ambazonia, to stand for Ambazonia, to beg for Ambazonia, to make sure that Ambazonia becomes a free state, but also to signal to La Republique that its colonialism, its maltreatment, its killing, targeted disappearance must come to an end. So in this diplomatic mission, we will undertake to do three things. One, puncture the umbilical cord that leads La Republique to the international system in terms of its reputation. We will seek that friendly nations, including the Basque people, isolate La Republique. We will seek to project our narrative, because up to date, mostly La Republique narrative has been held in the international system. We will also request that the Basque people and their businesses cut foreign direct investment in Cameroon. In that way, they increase the cost of occupation. They also deprive Cameroon of the financial resources to continuously wage war on Cameroon. We also ask the Basque government to link up with its own partners to make sure that they target Cameroon genocidal personalities, in that they target Cameroon institutions and businesses that continue to support tyranny, occupation, and colonialism in Ambazonia. We are also going to make sure that these states signal openly their willingness to engage with us as they've done, and that they seek other partners to support us. We are also going to be asking the Basque people and their government to engage with us in post-independence stability building, as echoed by the president of the Ambazonian Governing Council, Dr. Cho Ayaba, in London. So in a nutshell, it's an endeavor that we must take it with two hands. We must take it wholeheartedly. If you look at these endeavors, especially this one and the ones in the pipeline, you will now understand that we are moving from a phase of hope to a phase of belief that Ambazonia shall be free. We are moving from a phase of hope to a phase of belief that we can do it by ourselves, and that Ambazonia has the best people, the best geniuses that can deliver Ambazonia from the hands of tyranny. Fellow Ambalanders, it hasn't come easy. I know we have many who are internally displaced, some hidden in the dungeons of La Republique. This diplomatic endeavor is in their honor, and mostly in honor of those who have laid down their lives before us. We shall leave no stone unturned to make sure that Ambazonia is freed and they are honored for the sacrifices that they gave for our people. Fellow Ambalanders, this is a diplomatic mission, and as all diplomatic missions, the content will be kept private. But we have an activist within us who will be bringing you the live shows. I think he's boarded his plane already. Comrade Capo Daniel, we thank you for heeding to the call to represent your people and to bring to Ambazonian people the other side of the story. We also thank the Basque people for inviting Ambazonia and footing the bill. And let me assure Ambazonian people that most of these diplomatic missions are partly or fully sponsored by these regimes that invite us. We didn't ask for an invitation, but they look at our cause and the stride which we have made, the internationalization process which we have engaged in. They look at the facts, the historical, the legal justification of our case, and they feel vehemently so that Ambazonia is ripe for freedom, that Ambazonia is ripe for external self-determination. Do not relent your efforts. As I've said, diplomatic power is also predicated on brute force. So it is for you Ambazonians to put your resources, your financial resources, your moral resources, where the most action is felt on the ground. In this respect, I will enjoin you to generously contribute as you've been doing to the Ambazonian Defense Forces, to the British Southern Cameroon Restoration Forces, and to Tiger One, so that they can continuously project power on the ground, which sustains the diplomatic endeavor. I can also assure you that the international community knows the movements within Ambazonia that they can talk to and that they are talking to. They know that any movement that they want to talk to must have the systems in place and the potential to be a true partner in diplomacy. The international community is also concerting and coordinating their efforts on both sides of the Atlantic. So what is going on in Europe is being coordinated and understood and implemented with what is going on in the USA. We have been briefed by our partners on all these endeavors. If anybody comes to speak on your behalf, do not give them a lending ear. Most of these enablers, if they want to talk on behalf of Cameroon, they should go and negotiate with Cameroon. The people of Ambazonia will never negotiate with La Republique. We can talk with them on terms of separation, on separation settlements, but not negotiation, because La Republique has no right to determine our fate or to grant us independence. We have it already. We were given that right in 1961. Fellow Ambalanders, it has been a very busy week for me. I don't have much to tell you, but the days are bright. And as I said, we are transiting from the phase of hope to the phase of belief. And our revolution and our freedom depends on us, on our support. Enablers would have no way, they will have no voice in the coalition of liberators platform. This coalition of liberator platforms and our diplomatic partners, we have agreed that independence and only independence will be the sole agenda on the table, and they are willing and ready to follow that path, not only in the resources they provide, but in the channels and the narrative that they put forth. Thank you all. Rest assured we are moving in the right direction. And I will invite any other Ambazonia that is out there that they think they can support the struggle in our diplomacy to contact us and go through the normal vetting process so that you can come on board and we pursue these multiple diplomatic endeavors together. And as I said, if you know what I know, you will believe that Ambazonia will be free. We haven't only seen the light at the end of the tunnel. We are walking towards that light, and it's only a matter of time, Ambazonia. You will be free and you will go back home to your land of birth. Thank you so much. Good evening.